Hi guys, and
Hey.
welcome to Life Theory.
Yes, and the Life Theory podcast. I'm so excited to be back.
Yes, it was a good 2 weeks.
It was.
I'm scared about editing this video, actually, a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this
put
is the first intro, so let's roll it right now. Roll intro. Oh, that was a doozy. It turned out great.
I was thinking about this in when I was prepping our drinks.
Yeah.
And you guys get to see the intro before me, but I get to see it before you. But you see it before me right now, but then I see it before you later.
What he's trying to say is, I'm going to see it last of everyone.
Yeah, because he doesn't watch our videos. How dare he? I don't either, actually.
No, actually, I watched some of them.
I listen to the audio, but I never watch the videos, actually.
Yeah.
I edit them, so obviously I see it, but...
Yeah.
Anyway, today's topic, since we didn't talk about it before the intro, is anger actually bad?
Is anger bad? Is it good? Should we be mad at each other right now?
Roll that intro again.
Whoa.
No, wait. No, we don't need to see that a second.
Half cut of it glitching out. Oh, man. No, we should not be angry at each other because we have an amazing drink.
Yes.
So what is this?
Today's drink, which I haven't actually tried mine yet, is, I went back to hot chocolate coffee.
Yeah.
But I just recently got a pour-over beaker.
Yes.
And
for those of you who are wondering, it's basically a funnel with a little glass vase underneath.
Mm-hmm.
You put coffee through. You put water on coffee grounds, and you have coffee.
Oh, wow, coffee. So it's like, well, it takes a while for the water to heat up, but then it's hyperspeed coffee. It's like, poosh, done. Anyway, I like the texture. Okay. I'm going to get off on a little rant real quick.
All right, we got like 2 minutes. Go.
So there's a different well, it's not a rant, I guess, is my brain. But I've noticed there's a different texture between coffee and pour-over coffee. Like, okay, well, let me go back a little bit further. There's a different texture between coffee and tea.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because it's literally both just filtered water. Because you're filtering your coffee through coffee beans, and you're filtering your tea through tea leaves. So it's literally just filtered water. They're both, but the coffee has a more, like, sharp, I guess we could say, texture, and
yeah,
tea
almost like
softer.
sand. Sharp, like, whereas
It's just
I noticed tea makes my tongue like dryish, like.
Yeah, but I noticed that pour-over has a tea texture.
You're right.
Yeah.
It has a tea texture, but a coffee flavor.
Yep. So I think that's why, like, some people are like, I only like pour-over. Well, no, you're just a weakling. You don't like sharp coffee.
You don't like coffee. Get yourself some black tea, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of milk, point your pinky out and say, long live the king.
But it works perfectly with the hot chocolate coffee.
It does. It actually works very well.
Works very well.
I want to say it's probably the best hot chocolate coffee I've had. So, yeah, it's amazing. Also a little soccer feel. Let's talk about our topic now that we've gotten completely off topic. It's time for a topical topic, which is
anger.
What he just did. Anger.
Anger is our topic, and I think we have to, at this point, start with the definition.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people have different ideas.
Yeah.
What is anger? What is frustration? What is annoyance? Like, we want to talk about anger specifically, so we got to define it.
Anger is a violent passion of the mind excited by a real or supposed injury.
Let me just say, I really like Webster.
Yeah.
Because he knows how to define things, and I almost feel like sometimes he gives jabs with his definitions, like, or supposed injury.
Maybe it's not real. Maybe you're angry over nothing. That's what he's saying.
Yeah.
In today's vocabulary.
Yep, and I think there's a lot of people in this world that are angry over nothing.
Yeah. Yep.
So, back to the definition. Violent passion of the mind. So this is like violent, which means, want to cause violence. Passion means I want to.
Yeah.
It's violence. I want to cause violence. In my head, I want to cause violence.
Mm-hmm.
And then what it's caused by is injury. I got hurt. So it's caused by violence.
Mm-hmm.
Real or supposed.
True, yes.
So I know, like, my brother would make me so angry by teasing me. So you could call that emotional violence, but most of the time it was supposed violence.
Yeah.
Most of the time, half the time he wasn't even trying to make me angry. He's just telling a joke, and I was like, ah! But then he figured that out, and he figured out he got a reaction. He loved that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
like, let's do this more.
Hey Silas, you're ugly.
Yes. So start out with don't be that person.
Yeah. Don't provoke people to anger.
Mm-hmm. But on the side of being angry, we want to have it under control. We need to have it under control. That's what the Bible says.
I want to say something right out of the gate, which in like super conservative circles isn't always popular to say, which is anger is not always bad.
Yes.
It's dangerous and there's bad ways to use it 100% of the time, but it's not always bad.
Yeah.
If used according to God's word, when God says to use it, and gotten rid of when God says to get rid of it, it can be useful. But it has to be under control, so go ahead.
Yes, under control. The main verse on talking about controlling anger is Proverbs 16:32. Says, "He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he that ruleth his spirit than he that taketh a city." Like,
yeah,
we need, so the I guess the idea from that is we need to not follow our heart, we need to rule our heart. We need to not let our anger take control of us. We need to take control of our anger.
Yeah. And that helps us to make good decisions, because, there's this mighty man, and he can take a city, and then he really wants to, and wait, maybe I shouldn't, though.
Yeah.
He's really mad, and he wants to take an entire city, but if he rules the spirit,
it's
a better thing.
I think it's saying that, like, it's saying he that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
I see. Yep.
If you can have control over your anger, you're actually better than somebody who's got big, strong muscles. If you can rule your own spirit, if you can take control of your spirit, then you're better than somebody who can go out there and take over a city.
Wow.
That's what God says.
Yeah, that's that shows a lot of power. Well, there's a lot of power in having self-control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Excuse me. I know I've seen some bosses where they'll get angry and start yelling at everybody, and no one really listens to them. But then there's the bosses that never yell, and they just say, I need that done, and it gets done. And it's because I think a lot of it is that if you're always ruling your spirit and you're always slow to anger, then two things is, one, they know what you're saying is actually you, and you're not just mad. And the second thing is, if you ever do get angry, they know it's for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, oh, Silas is getting angry again. It's like, oh, there must be a problem. We need to figure this out right now.
Yeah. Yep. That's under control. That's a big deal, obviously, because
if you're slow
God says it's a big deal.
It is. It's literally brain over brawn. Yeah. That's literally what the Bible says.
But it's an interesting thought that we didn't hit on, and maybe some of you noticed. Mm-hmm. Slow to anger.
Yes.
When you're slow to anger, you're the term used is when you have a long fuse. Then, if you think about it, when you're slow, you can think about that thing that's wanting to make you angry. You can maybe realize, wait, I don't have to get angry about this.
Yeah.
I don't have to get all emotional, as we would say. I can so now I'm thinking about it. Now I can take some time, formulate a correct response.
Yep.
Not just blow up. And maybe we can avoid a big situation. So slow to anger. Slow down a little bit. Think about what's going on. Don't just let that explode.
My goodness. When you're angry, okay, there's even science behind this, right? Mm-hmm. When you get angry, the same happens when you're overly sad or overly excited. Mm-hmm. Any overload of emotions, but anger is one of the most influential. When you get overly angry, your brain starts to shut down.
Yeah.
It literally starts to turn off. You will stop thinking. And then the only thing you'll be thinking about is what you're angry about.
Mm-hmm. I'm angry about this.
And I want to do violence.
Do something about
it. The violent passion, that's where it comes in. Like, you're gonna want to do. There's this one YouTuber that uses improper grammar as a joke. You're gonna want to do a violence.
Gonna wanna do that violence.
You're gonna want to do a murder. That's what he says. But because you're in your emotional brain. Mm-hmm. So the more angry you get, the more of your brain purposefully shuts off. Now, God intended it that way, so that if you're in an emergency situation where bad things are happening, he shuts off most of your brain so you can just focus on dealing with the situation, get it done with. Someone holds you up by gunpoint, bad person is happening. God's like, all right, turn everything off, get that guy.
Yeah.
And that's the reason God used it. But if you're in an argument with a friend of yours, that's not the time to turn your brain off. No. They're not attacking you. That's the time to be slow to anger. Because when you're slow to anger, you take some breaths, you take a step away, even if you have to step away from the entire conversation, and you regroup, you get your brain function back.
Yes.
And you can think more critically about, is this a good decision? Is this a bad decision? What should I say?
Yeah, you let your adrenaline levels lower.
Yeah.
And you can think clearly. That's the big thing. Anger, that violent passion of the mind. Their passion is
passion of all
chaotic.
Types clouds your judgment.
Yes.
Even passion of love, which we're going to talk about that at some point soon. But any passion will cloud your judgment.
Yeah.
So you always have to check your passion with God's truth. Mm-hmm. Make sure you're more passionate about truth than the situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what else does it say about anger?
There's another verse that gets quoted a lot, but I think maybe not, like, it doesn't get quoted wrong, but maybe not to its full potential.
And maybe not applied in the way it was intended.
Yeah. So, it's actually 2 verses. But, I guess the second verse is... the verse is Ephesians 4:26. Be angry and sin not. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
Yeah.
So we hear that a lot. And it's like, it's fine to be angry as long as you don't sin. Okay, yes. But...
First of all, what does that mean?
Yeah. Because it's... I forgot what I was about to say.
Well, I could take it from here. And
yeah,
then
go ahead. I just
go back into it.
I had a thought, and it's completely gone. Go ahead. What?
So, one thing that's interesting is that there's two emotions talked about, or even not one is an emotion, one is an action.
True. Oh, yes.
So it says, "Be angry and sin not." Well, of course, sin is also an action. Mm-hmm. Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Wrath is also, it is a noun in that place, but it's also an action. So it would also can be used having wrath towards someone. Mm. So wrath is the external of anger.
Yeah. So anger is a violent passion of the mind, which I remembered what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It says, be angry and sin not. You get angry. It happens. Mm-hmm. But don't let that affect your actions. Yes. That's what it's saying. Be angry and sin not. It's like, you're okay. Something makes you angry. But don't react on that anger.
Yes. Do not react. Mm-hmm. If you're angry, don't react. That's the worst thing you can do in a situation is react. I work with kids where I'm trying to teach them how to behave, and the number one thing that kids love to do, all kids, is in any situation react. Mm-hmm. All right, you got Onyx and I don't know, James. Onyx and James playing with toys. And Onyx is playing with a fire truck, and James takes Onyx's fire truck. What is his first reaction?
Hit him.
Yes! Hit him! Sometimes bite him, scream, cry, grab it back. Just immediate reaction based off of emotion. Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. And that is not what we are called to do as adults. Yeah. And as children of God. We are called, and even if you're not an adult, as you're becoming an adult, you should be maturing past that. Yeah. And you are called to consider and respond, not react.
Yes. Yep. So that's the thought I had there. But you were mentioning that other part of that verse that in there says, "Let not the sun go down upon your wrath." First, I think we want to understand what wrath is before we talk about that. And wrath is violent anger. So, I think that an easier way to explain it is anger is in your mind. Wrath is when it comes out.
Yeah. Wrath is an outpouring of anger. Mm-hmm. I know one of the few places that wrath is used in a, not even a positive sense, but in a non-sinful sense in the Bible is talking about God. He said he's going to pour his wrath out on the world in the tribulation, which is an outpouring of his anger, which is, by the way, after he's already sent his son to die, after he's offered free life to anyone to accept it, and after he, even in the tribulation, has sent people to witness. Mm-hmm. So that outpouring of his wrath was at the very end for those who didn't listen. But wrath is that's what it is. It's that you got the anger inside. Wrath is when it's coming out.
Yeah. So let not the sun go down upon your wrath.
So don't try to get back at people, I think, is one of the big things to take from that.
Yeah. Yeah. But then it's interesting because the next verse almost seems to just be out of place, just thrown in there. But it's interesting because it's actually a continuation of the sentence. At the end of verse 26, that's the verse, be angry and sin not, let not the sun go down upon your wrath, there's a colon.
Yep, and a colon is not the end of the sentence.
Yes, because the colon means there's more explaining this.
Yep.
So that means the next verse, which is one sentence, and it's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 words. That's what the next verse is explaining this sentence from verse 26 that just happened.
Yep.
And that is, neither give place to the devil. Like, whoa, what?
Yeah. So that's huge.
Like, wait a second. What? So when you let your anger turn into sin, when you allow yourself to be wrathful,
allow that outpouring of your anger to just come reactively.
You're giving place to the devil.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
No, you're literally just like, dusted this off right for you. Have a seat.
Yeah.
Like, that's what's happening.
Yeah. It's neither give place to the devil.
Yeah.
It's just, that's how big this is. That's how, like, important controlling your anger, controlling your spirit is it's the difference between, like, making a deal with the devil, essentially, or not, or being a good follower of Christ, or not sinning, you know?
Yeah. I know, it's interesting. I've talked to some people, because there's a lot of talk about demonic activity. Like, people in Christianity, even outside of Christianity, talk about, oh, you think that was, like, a demonic activity? Do you think, like, oh, if you, something like a Ouija board, you can open yourself up to demonic activity, which I believe that 100%. Or like tarot cards or astrology. There's so many things people talk about that you can open yourself up. You can give place to the devil with. And it's like, yeah, and anger.
Yeah.
Anger is on that list. If you're messing with tarot cards, if you're giving place to anger, if you're letting wrath and anger stay in your heart, you're giving place to the devil.
That it just mind blowing. It's just that it's that big. That some, like, anger is. It's one of those things that we, especially here in the U.S., especially in our time right now, you know, people see that as, like, the general population is just like, oh, he's angry.
Oh, he's angry. Oh, well. He has anger management issues.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Oh, he's having a moment.
No, he has sin issues.
Yeah. Yeah. God says
that's a big deal.
Huge deal. It's a huge deal.
I know, like, it's also something where people will say they're not angry, because I'll touch on another part, is that this harboring of anger in your heart, one thing that leads to very often is bitterness. If you don't get that root of anger out, that root of that want for wrath out of your heart, it turns into bitterness. And bitterness turns into revenge.
Yeah.
And it's very clear in the Bible, like, let no root of bitterness be found in you. And then the Lord also says, vengeance is mine. I will repay, saith the Lord.
Yeah.
So, because vengeance is that condemnation through anger. You're like, no, you deserve this. That's what I think. And God's like, what about what I think? Like,
let's see, I made you. What do you think about what I think? Huh?
Yeah. Like, I can decide whether he needs punishment or not. That's not your decision.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're angry, that's all we think about. We think about that violence. And if we have bitterness, we might try to hide it. But all of a sudden, that's all that's in our head.
Mm-hmm. So, the benefits to controlling our anger is actually some pretty decent benefits.
There's some really good ones.
I think kind of the two biggest ones are we'll have much better situations, much better outcomes in our situations.
Yeah.
And things that can irritate us and stuff. The other thing is we will be a lot more peaceful. We'll have more peace in us, and just when you're not allowing that anger to rule your emotions, you can feel that peace. And when things are crazy and people are irritating,
yeah,
you can rule your spirit. You can be slow to anger. Just like have that peace and
of
say, okay,
the Lord's in control.
God's in control. He says to rule your own heart.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it says rule his spirit. And
don't follow your heart, make your heart follow you.
Yeah. But just the fact that, like, how many things would turn out so much better if we didn't just allow wrath to come out? How many
literally
situations would not be, like, how many people would still be friends with somebody?
Well, and that was the third thing I wanted to add, is because not only our personal peace and walk with the Lord, our situations, but also our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
There is no better way to destroy a relationship than to have anger and bitterness in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
That will, and it has on many, many occasions, single-handedly destroyed a ton of relationships.
Yeah.
And so I look at that and I go, yeah, anger's not worth it.
No.
I think there's certain things where you have to be very, very careful, because it looks good in the moment. You're like, I'd really love to react in wrath and anger right now. And then you think about, like, the long-term effects and you go, nope.
Yeah. From my perspective as being married, it's so much better to not just explode in some situation. Like, yes, we've had disagreements.
Mm-hmm.
But Ruth and I have never fought about anything. We've never had, we've never been yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Anything like that. And one of the biggest things, at least in my mind, is, like, I'm married to her. If I get all mad and angry, and, well, then, especially that, let not the sun go down upon your wrath. It's like, I like my bed. It's comfortable. She also sleeps in my bed. And, if I get all mad at her, then she'll be mad at me. And, like, it could be awkward going to bed tonight,
Yeah, literally.
It's so much better to resolve things. It's so much better to not get angry in the first place.
Yeah.
But
if you do, deal with it
right
away. Don't let the sun go down. Like, deal with your problems, people, please.
Yeah.
I mean, I say that to myself as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's like a lot of the issues. I will say, in what we're saying, we are saying, because the question at the top of the episode is anger bad? I would say no, on its own.
No, because I think it's a natural mental response.
Yeah. And I think there's certain select few situations where it is there on purpose to help you. If you see evil happening, it should make you angry.
Yeah.
Seeing sin and evil in the world should make you angry. You shouldn't be like, oh yeah, oh well, that's disappointing. Like, there is certain situations, especially anything against people, like crimes against people, that it makes me angry. And I'm not mad at the people specifically, but the fact that it happens makes me mad. And it's not, it's leads me to want to do something.
Yeah. Without that emotion, without that care, we would be passive.
Yeah.
And I don't think God wants us to be just passive.
Yeah.
You know, we could be like, if we don't actually care about things, we're not going to try to reach out to people.
Yeah.
Because we don't care. We're not angry at them. We're not angry. Well, I mean, don't be angry at them. We're not angry at
what happened,
the sin that they're living in.
You know,
just whatever. Well, then now you don't have a reason to actually reach out to them in any way.
Yeah. And now you don't have conviction.
And that's not what God has us here for.
Yeah. So, going back to the top, the literal definition is violent passion. So, the best way to understand anger is, what are things that God says we should wish violence upon? The devil? Oh, yeah. Sin? Yeah. Evil, which is sin, but like as far as in general, like those are the things we should wish violence on, is the evil and the wickedness. People, now they're wicked, but they're loved by God, and there's a plan of salvation for them. So we are not to hate people. We're not to have anger towards people. But God does not want sin. God doesn't love sin, so we should hate sin. God doesn't like crimes against humanity, so we should hate crimes against humanity. So what you need to think about is, if you're angry in a situation, you're like, I have to remember, this is a violent passion. That's why it says, if you hate your brother without a cause, you are in danger of the judgment. You are put on the same level as a murderer. Because that violence in the mind, that anger, can become wrath. And the violence of the mind becomes violence of the hands. It's Cain and Abel. So be very, very careful. Because violence is almost never the answer.
Yeah.
I've been in many, many situations, and violence so far has not been the answer yet.
Yeah. Well.
So yeah. That's...
Is anger bad?
No. But it must be put in control, put in its place, and gotten rid of when it's no longer necessary.
Yeah.
Don't just be pointing anger at anybody. Point it at sin, and let God handle the rest.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. Episode 1 of Season 2.
Episode 1. Thank you guys for coming back. Thank you for whoever may be new.
Yeah. Hopefully we got some new people. If you have if you're a new person, comment down below. Let us know.
Say hi. We'll say hi. Well, hi.
Hi.
Anyway,
we're saying hi now. We'll say hi in the comments as well.
Yeah. We
have
stuff.
we got stuff planned. We got an intro. We have a couple of collabs we want to do that we're gonna do this season. We did one last season, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did one last season. That was fun.
Did we only have?
We only had one.
It was just the one.
One guest,
That's
the PK
crazy.
Pod.
Yeah.
No, I forgot about camp. That technically would be 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we had 2. I'm open to do more.
Yeah.
I think we can do more. So this season, we got some guests not lined up yet, but we got some guests in mind that I'm very excited about. But yeah, that's basically it. You finished yours. I'm almost done with mine.
Thank you guys for watching. Comment below if you have any other thoughts, maybe on the topic of is anger bad.
Mm-hmm.
Also, comment below if you have any thoughts on maybe a topic you'd like us to approach.
Oh yes, please do. Some of our best episodes have been from comments of ideas, because people think of something. Hey, what about this? And I was like, oh yeah.
Also, our list is getting a little low.
It is. We need more ideas. Please. We're going to have to cancel. Okay.
No, we'll not cancel.
We're not. We'll figure it out. We got plans.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We will see you again next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.